Good morning. It's another Monday morning, and I'm here with another Bible story. Today, I'll be telling you the story of the Shunammite woman. So, there was this woman who lived in the land of Shunem, and the Bible calls her a woman of means, meaning she was wealthy. And it was during the time of the prophet Elisha. And whenever he's going, as a prophet, he was the prophet in Israel. Whenever he's going around, he used to pass through Shunem. And this woman started calling him in. She lived with her family, her husband, and her household in general. She would call him in, feed him and his servant Gehazi, give them food, give them water, let them eat before they go on their journey. So it became something like a norm. Anytime Elisha was passing through, he will branch, he will feed them, give them food, treat them well, hospitality, perfect. And then she told her husband, she said, this man of God, we know he's a man of God. When he's passing, why don't we build him a little house where he can come in, relax, sit down, balance. We'll put a table there, put an oil lamp there so that he can read and study. Instead, maybe as at that time, maybe Elisha just used to go and sit outside to read. We don't know. But she thought of this, and the husband said, go ahead and do what you want. So she built a little place for him, and she put a chair, a bed there, and a lamp, something comfortable. And the next time Elisha was passing, he branched and she took him and his servants there. And Elisha was like, what can I do for you? Can I speak to the king on your behalf or the commander of the army? Do you need anything? She said, no, she's okay. And she left. But Elisha was just saying, he said, what can I do for this woman who has been so generous and kind to us? And Gehazi said, do you know she has no child? Elisha said, call her for me. Call her. And she came. Elisha said, by this time next year, you will carry your child in your arms. And she was like, man of God, no, don't deceive me and everything. But it happened exactly like that. A year later, she had a son. Anyway, a few years passed, and then one day, the boy was in the field with his father, and he started complaining, my head. And the father sent a servant, take him to his mother. And they brought him to the mother. The mother took him on her lap. He was crying, my head. And then by evening, he passed away. He died. This woman did not say anything. She carried the boy, took him to Elisha's room, the room she built for him, put him on Elisha's bed. And she immediately told her husband, please send me a servant and a donkey. I need to go somewhere. The husband was like, is there anything wrong? She said, no, nothing is wrong. Just send me a servant and a donkey. And he did. And immediately she took off and went looking for Elisha. From afar, Elisha saw her and said, it's this woman, Gehazi. Go and meet her and ask, is all well? Gehazi went, ma, is everything okay? She said, everything is okay. No wala at all. She went straight to Elisha. She got down from the donkey. She went down on her face and grabbed his leg. Gehazi wanted to pull her away. Elisha said, no, don't pull her. Can't you see she's heavy? She's distraught, and the Lord has not revealed it to me. What is happening? And she said, prophet, didn't I tell you? Don't deceive me. I didn't ask you for a child. You were the one that gave me a child. Now the boy has died. If I had not had a child, all this pain, I would not be feeling it. And Elisha said, she should go with Gehazi. She said, lie, as the Lord lives, I'm not leaving you alone. You are the one that gave me this child. You must do something about it. Then Elisha gave his staff to Gehazi and said, go on ahead of me and lay the staff on the boy's body. So Gehazi went, and then the woman and Elisha were coming behind. Gehazi went, he laid the staff on the boy, nothing happened, he was still dead. He came back and he met them on the road almost there, and he said, nothing happened though. Then Elisha went up himself into the room. He prayed, then he stretched out on the boy so that his body was on him and all that. And then the boy's body got warm. Elisha got up, paced around the room and prayed and laid down again. And the boy sneezed, and he took the boy and gave him to his mother, the Shunammite woman. The woman just fell on her face and was, thank you, thank you, thank you. Many of you know the story up to this point. But something else happened in 2 Kings chapter 8, verses 1 to 6. A time came when God told Elisha that there will be famine, 7 years of famine in the land. And immediately Elisha told this Shunammite woman, he said, you and your household, go to wherever you can. He said, because God has called for famine in Israel. There will be no food in Israel for 7 years. No famine, no rain, no nothing, no growing, no harvesting. And the woman took her household, all of them, and they moved to the land of the Philistines. As she was there for 7 years while there was famine in Israel. And after 7 years, she came back to Israel because she remembered that Elisha said it's for 7 years. So meaning after 7 years, the famine will be over. She came back to Israel. And of course, our houses, our lands, our everything had been taken over. You know, in those days, you can't just leave anything empty. People will take it over. So everything had been taken over, and she wanted to go to the king to go and petition, say, this is my property that these people have taken. Please return it to me. My lands, my houses, my farm, my fields, everything. And then she went to the king. And at that time, Elisha's servant Gehazi was with the king, because the king was telling Gehazi, tell me all the wonders this prophet has done, as in Elisha. The king was so much in awe of Elisha, and he loved listening to stories of all the miracles he had done. So Gehazi at that point was telling him about how God used Elisha to bring back a dead boy. And as he was talking, this woman entered. And Gehazi said, oh king, here's the woman. Let her tell you her story herself. And the woman told the story to the king. And the king was like, wow. And then the woman said, but this is why I have come. So happened. Because of the famine, I went to the land of the Philistines. Now I'm back. My lands have been taken from me, my houses and everything. And the king was like, Immediately he called one of his men. He said, ensure everything she owns is returned back to her. He said, but not only that, all the profits, all the sales from her land for the 7 years she has been away, ensure everything is given to her. You know what that means? Backdated, given to her. That's the story. The Shunammite woman was not mentioned again after that story. Now, I get to the lessons. Number 1, you see what it pays to be hospitable. Can you see all the things she got by being hospitable to Elisha? She got a child. She got her son back from the dead. She got her properties, and she got backdated payments that she didn't even work for. Meaning all the people that were working her land while she was away, they didn't know they were working for her, because the king said everything made from the fields in the 7 years she was gone, give it to her. You see that it pays to be good. It pays to be kind. That's number 1. Number 2, you know, a lot of us say it doesn't matter how little it is you give, as long as you give. This story proves there are certain giving that provokes a blessing. Shebi she had been feeding Elisha and Gehazi before in all their travels, but it didn't provoke Elisha to say, what can I do for this woman? It was when she went the extra mile and built a house for him. That was when Elisha said, no. Me too, I need to do something for this woman. You think what you give does not matter? It does. Because the Bible actually says, he that sows bountifully shall reap bountifully. And he that sows chinkini shall reap chinkini. It's not that you will not reap, but it's the quantity you will sow that you will reap. So yes, what we give actually matters. When we talk about the widow's mite, we forget what Jesus said. Jesus said she gave everything she had. The fact that it was tiny is not about saying you are capable of giving 1,000,000, you will now give 1,000 and you say you've given your widow's mite. No, that's not what the Bible was talking about. Jesus said she gave everything she had, meaning that woman gave everything. The whole 2 pence or what that she had was what she gave. That was what provoked that statement in Jesus. And it was this Shunammite woman giving of a building a place for the prophet that provoked Elisha to say, no, I must do something for them. So what you give matters. Don't be stingy and be giving small and be thinking, Jesus said we should give widow's mite. Go and read the meaning of widow's mite, please. You understand? Yes. And another thing I now want you to remember, the fact that you give money does not mean it is money that will come back to you. A lot of us are so focused. We like to take God as a money doubler. I gave 5,000 because I'm looking to get 5 million. I gave 50,000 because I'm looking to get 500,000. I mean, come on. Do you know what this woman got was more than money? Please, even if Elisha had given her money, do you know that money can never buy any of the things she got? Can money buy a child? No. Can money buy the life of that child? No. Could money have gotten back her properties for her? No. It could not. And yet, look at all she got back. That's why the Bible says, throw your bread in the waters and it will come back to you bountifully. It says sow in different places. You do not know which one will bring what to you. So stop thinking it's what you sow that you will get back. No. Always remember that when you sow a seed, there's no seed that is ever planted that only brings out one seed. No. That's why the Bible says, press down, shaking together, running over. And one thing we always miss there, he said, will men give unto you? Do you know everything this woman got was given to her by men? Yes, from God, but through men, through Elisha, through the king. So stop looking at the fact that his money I gave, his money I'll get back. No, you never know where God's blessings will come from. You never know in what form the blessings will come from. And you never know who he will use to bless you. The final blessing she got was from the king, but it was also through the miracle Elisha did in her life. I hope we have learned. I'll see you again next week, Monday.